So today is day 59 of 2026. It's the last day of Feb today, and I just came back from the Way of the Cross. In today's vlog, I just want to talk about like things that exist that and situations that arise, and like sometimes we say that we understand uh, the situation, but sometimes we don't, and I'll tell you exactly why is that. There are situations in a person's life, from a kid till they're adult, that are like same for every single person. Like they're common. But we also need to understand that there are situations that are unique to a person and may not be understood by a large majority, because a majority of people do not go through it, or there is no chance of them going through it. And why this distinction is very important, we may have seen that people facing situations that are doing something that we clearly do not understand, but that is because we are not in the person's place, and we may not be able to go through what that person is going, or we may never be in that situation in the first place. There's no chance of it. Like common situations that are like common from like childhood to adulthood will be like, um, as soon as you pass out of 10th, you have the pressure of choosing like a good higher secondary, choose your stream, choose your college, then and then getting a job. So like these are like common pressures, and like they are common to like most people, like a large majority. And so a person who has already been, like a person who has been through this, like an adult who has already been through the entire thing, can actually guide the younger person who is going through the things for the first time. But what if this situation that the younger person is in, uh, is something that even the adult didn't go through, maybe will never go through, because it is unique to that person. And people who go through that situation is like very rare, or is like almost next to 0.1% out of the 90% that exist, or maybe 10% of the 90% population. So at a time like that, when the kid itself, the young person, realizes that most people never even go through it, it is very difficult for them to even talk about it to someone, reach out to someone to, ask for guidance. Because when the person like they want to reach out to talk to about it, like they know that they haven't gone through it themselves, or they might never be able to go through it, is what makes them like feel like it's not worth it. Certain things also, like we do not understand until we go through it ourselves. Many a times we listen, but we say that we understand when we try to empathize, but The thing is, you may never understand the severity of it, okay, until you go through it. There are situations, there are things that exist that clearly sometimes make it difficult to even talk about it. Preconceived notion that is built up, which remains like till the person is dead, can sometimes feel like a barrier to the young person. And this is not like something like a fairy tale or something, this is a reality, a thing that exists, something that the young person is going through. But the society as a whole has a bad notion about it or a negative perception about it. But that negative perception will never change if they do not attempt to see what it actually is. That negative perception will never change until you yourself are going through that thing. And a person who has already gone through that thing, they will never want another person to go through it because they understand like how terrifying, how difficult it is to be in that situation in the first place where nobody can guide you, and the people who can guide you are basically like very rare and out of your reach. At a time like that, you need to like understand that you may not be able to understand the person completely, even if you try to. Sometimes what they need is you being there for them, support them, just be present. I think that's more than enough because sometimes you don't need to understand everything, but yes, someone being there by our side is what sometimes helps us going. This life is very difficult, I would say, but sometimes it is difficult, a bit too difficult for people because of things like no one being able to understand. So having someone by their side is more than enough to go through this life. With that, I end day 58 of 59 of 2026.